Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the guy.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. We got some guest hosts with us back.
Guys are back.
And Navv Greene.
Yes. Good morning.
Last
Good morning.
day of the work week.
How y'all feeling?
Amazing.
You're not tired?
Ready for payday.
You ready for payday?
On Friday,
Man,
we get
Friday.
paid, right?
Know that look.
There go your boss right there.
Yeah.
Your boss, Karlous Miller, right there.
I am not his boss. He here with me. We are co-workers. Yeah, so Charlamagne, you and Envy got all the juice up here, man. Go on up there and tell them, put us some in the brown envelope.
What you need?
We already done came up here in the smoke, in the fire.
That's right.
Look out for the brother one time.
Just
bro.
write down the number. We got you.
Don't say we.
Huh?
You got him.
I ain't say you.
You said we.
Exactly.
Nah, man, you good. You bought the dinner last night.
There you go. There you go.
I bought the breakfast yesterday.
Man,
Because we didn't have no breakfast. That was
a bagel and
man,
some
we
juice.
out here. Charlamagne took us to some upscale.
What was the name of it? Red Lobster?
I'm not
Don't
doing no
even
free
tell him.
promo, but this is steakhouse. They had steaks I ain't never even heard of.
Man,
They asked
what?
me if I want mine fried or crunchy.
Navv was so confused when they asked him. After they asked me about 4 different waters.
Man, they said sparkling, distilled, and some two others. I said, oh man, just
I'm
bring them
country.
all.
I said just put some ice in mine.
You ain't never been to Applebee's before?
Man, shut up.
Nah, this didn't even have a name. It was just 3 letters.
Yeah.
One of them places.
Like
with
you
3
could
letters.
you could see the cows before they made the steak.
What'd you take, a Mexican? What'd you take?
Man, you just say you're not doing no free promo.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, look at you. Just
He wasn't
screaming out
gonna do
in
nothing
the
but hate. You see the way he at? Where y'all go?
I'm just kidding. Where y'all went? I
He
just
was,
want to
you
know.
was really just trying to hate.
I just want to know where y'all went.
Where y'all went? Toyotas? y'all ate at Toyotas?
Took him to
I
BB
hate
King. Hennessy wing.
Baby Kings? All right. Well, Janelle Monáe will be joining us
Yes,
this
she
morning.
Oh, for real? Why y'all didn't tell me I would have
She
got a
my
haircut?
favorite.
She said I got a haircut.
I would have got a haircut.
She was actually here yesterday.
Yeah, she was
y'all.
here yesterday. Y'all just missed her when y'all left yesterday. We taped it.
Y'all ain't even dropped that. Didn't even mention
We
that.
did
Boy.
tell you she was coming.
No, you didn't.
I would have stayed.
No, you told me about Devon Franklin.
That's why we left her.
Damn about
no,
no
we ain't trying to hear no. We ain't trying to hear no sermon.
I want to hear that. Bring me when Janelle Monáe is up here.
Yeah, well, you missed that one.
Man,
Good morning, Janelle Monáe.
Good morning, Janelle Monáe. Her album is phenomenal, too. Her album is called The Age of Pleasure.
That's right.
It's out today.
Right now.
And I'm not just saying that. Her album is really, really phenomenal. It's a vibe. It's one of them albums that, like, you go on vacation and sit on the beach and turn it on.
Damn the album. Tell her to drop some more videos.
man. Ooh,
All right. All
Lord,
right.
have mercy.
Well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news is next. Teslin Figaro will be joining us, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Our co-hosts Karlous Miller and Navv Greene are here. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Teslin.
Good morning, DJ NV, Karlous and Navv and Charlamagne.
Why are you laughing?
Come on, then.
I was laughing because it sounded like you were about to say my last name. You like had a little pause.
No, I was saying good morning, Tiz. Well, let's get
Okay.
right into it. Donald Trump indicted by a grand jury. What that mean?
It's fake news.
Yes.
It's fake news.
What? Is it fake news?
It's fake
Karlous?
news. Donald Trump is represented by some of the best people. He has the best people, right? Am I right? He gets the best lawyers. They know the best law. They go
But we
to the
gonna see
best
if
court cases.
Well, they're gonna
gonna
earn
see-
their money now.
They're
Man.
definitely going to earn their money now. We're going to see if he is truly Teflon Don. But Donald Trump has become the first former president in U.S. history to be indicted by a federal grand jury following an investigation of the alleged mishandling of top secret documents found at his Mar-a-Lago home. Now, the story is continuing to develop, but this is what we know so far. He is facing 7 counts, including willful retention of information related to national defense, at least 1 charge of false statements, and 1 charge related to obstruction of justice. Now, this is the second indictment for the former president. This makes a total of 4 investigations going on all at the same time. Let's listen to some of his 4-minute response that he posted yesterday on Truth Social. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxes hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. This has been going on for 7 years. They can't stop.
What was in the classified documents, Tez?
It's classified.
Yes, it definitely was classified. And right now, they said they don't know much of what was in it, but here is what we know so far. They said it was empty folders marked "Return to Staff," secretary/military aid, an executive grant of clemency regarding the Roger Stone the Roger Stone case, a document titled "President of France," whatever that means, a binder of folders, and one item labeled "Potential Presidential Record." And just for those out there, because I know folks love making this an issue as well about Joe Biden and his classified documents, and just want everybody to know that yes, there is still an investigation for Joe Biden's classified documents, but the difference between Trump and his is that they tried for Trump tried for a year to keep the documents from returning the documents, and so that's the major difference. But they are investigating President Biden.
It's still an easy spin for Trump, though, right? Because Trump can say, "Yo, President Biden took classified documents. This person took classified documents.
Kamala
that
Harris
person took
found
classified
some.
documents."
I think there was some in Charlamagne's crib. Like this classified
It was
documents.
definitely none in my crib.
Everybody's crib.
But what Trump is going to say, y'all need to see what President Biden had too, because we don't know what he had.
Everybody had classified documents. Yeah, so it's hard.
Well, they're investigating President Biden, but we'll see, what that investigation, turns out to be. But just as a point, so remember, these are a total of 4. So now we have this case going on, still the New York case going on with the hush money, and then Georgia, we look to see something happening with that.
That's coming.
That might happen. Yeah, that's coming too.
I didn't think they was gonna give them none, but now that I see that they did it, once I saw the feds do it, I said, okay, everybody gonna do it.
He gonna beat all them charges except the
now.
one in Georgia, though. Georgia's not playing. They got everybody in jail. Thug, YFN, Lucci, the whole everybody going to jail.
They're gonna put him with a Rico case.
Yeah, they not playing.
All right.
We look to hear something on the Georgia case, possibly in June. There's no exact date. And then there's another civil lawsuit going on as well in New York, but this is related to lenders and insurance, some insurers issues with his assets. So we'll see how all this turns out, but he's going to continue to campaign while fighting all of these charges.
This is all because he can't sit his ass down. That's why sometimes when somebody tell you to sit your ass down, sit your ass down.
That's it.
Because if he was not running for president, they would not be bothered.
But I think he loves it though, and I think for his core. I think for his core, this actually helps him for his core.
Exactly.
I think his core loves him, going to support him regardless.
Because everybody's saying, like, look how much they're against him. They
Absolutely.
know. That's how they feel.
It's his core enough
He
to win an
needs charges
election.
in all 50 states.
It was last time.
No, it wasn't just his core. He had some of those people that be those center right voters.
But then there's a lot of people that look at Joe Biden and say, is he fit to run for president? The man just fell.
That's
the man
a
just
damn
had
shame.
all these problems.
Absolutely
There's
not.
a lot of people that don't feel like he's fit.
He
That's a
need
damn
different
shame.
shoes. Like, I know he wearing suits. He needs some orthopedic shoes.
Shut up.
He need a caregiver now.
And just as another reminder, because I always talk about people having backgrounds to run for office, and I just want to remind people that for president, he still can run for office. He can even be convicted and still run. You only need to be a citizen, 35 years old, and a resident of the United States for at least 14 years. And so, again, he can still run, and even if he can still be elected, even if he is convicted on any of these charges. And that's one thing I like to point out. Shout out to everybody on Twitter yesterday. I did like a 4-hour Twitter space, and a lot of people tell me they want to run for office, but they have a background, people that want to run on the city and the state level. And I think that's something that should change, because of the highest office of the land. It doesn't matter if you've been charged, and certainly, we should look at how people have an opportunity to serve after they change their life as
well. You
well.
could be a convicted felon
to run for president.
Yes. But can't even get a job in the mall.
That's crazy.
Right. Or get an apartment,
That's
or
right.
That's crazy.
many other things.
Can't even work at Foot Locker with a felon.
Man.
You work for the United States of America, bro. You got to play yourself.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Tess, we'll see you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, call us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night, or you're expecting something good to happen to you. Whatever it may be. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's a new day. This is your time to get it off your chest. Wake up. Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, hello?
Hey, what up? Get it off your chest, bro.
What's up, man? I just want to say I love you guys. Charlamagne, get it. Everything. I love you guys. I want to say happy Friday. And that's it, man. I just want to say I love you guys.
Thank you, King. We love you too,
Appreciate
brother.
you, brother.
That was
You know that.
heartfelt.
Love.
Oh, I hope OG Rob called this morning.
Oh, man.
Los, you gonna they're gonna want to battle you.
Why?
Hello, who's this? Let's see if he calls.
Good morning. This is Ben again from Detroit. What up, though?
Ben, what up, Doe? Get it off
Doe?
your chest.
All right. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to all the single dads out here making it do what it do. Every day is Father's Day for us.
Man, ain't no such thing as no single dad.
Man, you crazy, man. I'm out here making it do what it do, man.
You want praise for something women do. You a dad. Get your ass off this phone.
Damn it, man.
Man, I got 2 birthdays back to back. I'm dealing with Friday. My boy turned 4. And Saturday, my other one turned 14. And I'm doing it by myself. I'm making it do what it do.
Where the mama went?
They talking about they don't get no money on that day. So it's okay.
They don't get no
All right,
money on
well,
that.
congratulations on being a regular dad, and great news, man. You don't get no congratulations for
because
doing
everybody ain't, though. Everybody ain't.
You right.
Yeah, you can't give nobody no props for what they supposed
No,
to.
I'll give you props for what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of your kids. Get your ass off that phone.
What's the Trump?
Talking about single dads. That was the most.
He got 2 different.
That was
baby
weak
mamas.
as hell. That made me mad. Talking about I'm a single dad. Get a girlfriend then.
Hello, who's this?
This Darren.
Hey, Darren, get it off your chest, Darren.
Hey, man, I got to get this off my chest. For the last 2 years, I've been listening to Charlamagne and you but Charlamagne seems like he's pro-Trump, but he's acting like he's not on the radio.
Wow, you figured it out.
He's pro-Trump because you're always saying what Biden going to do, what Biden ain't did. But when Trump was president, what did he do for black people?
Not a damn thing. But what's your
okay then. But you keep saying what
okay
Biden did.
They figured you out.
What is Biden? He ain't fit to be president.
He's not. Biden's in office though, my brother. Like you gotta critique the person in charge.
Yeah, if you have a problem with somebody, you got to be able to say it. When you say it, they'll be like, "Oh, you against Joe Biden?"
Why can't we critique the people in charge? And how come if we critique the people in charge, you either pro one or against one? I don't understand that logic, my brother.
But you didn't. But when Trump was president, Trump didn't do nothing for black people. Y'all don't never say that. Y'all always say what Biden ain't doing. And y'all know Biden tries to do it, but the Republicans stop it every time.
Trump never said he was going to do something for black people.
Do you know that there's nobody who's gotten Donkey of the Day more in the history of Donkey of the Day than Donald Trump? You know Donald Trump got his own Donkey of the Day intro?
Oh, he quiet now.
Don't let him get quiet. Why you gotta get quiet now?
He hung up.
Charlamagne. He's on to you.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake it up.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God. Good morning.
OG Rob, we
Rob.
got a challenger in here for you today, OG Rob.
All right.
Karlous Miller is in here.
Now, Karlous Miller now, OG Rob is our resident New York rapper. He calls every Friday. He always gives us some bars.
Right.
Charlamagne and myself, we usually battle him. You know what I mean?
But you and Chico Bean have y'all brought the old school flow back to the new school.
Okay.
So let's go.
OG Rob gonna want to challenge you.
All right, let's go, OG.
Okay, check it out. I said, yo, they locking, posting up in the same spot. Let me show them how this mobility feeling like jackpot. Making moves, embracing the concrete. Let the numbers speak, they all weak. Stuck on repeat, stomp on each other's feet. I keep it low. Fundamentals part of my foundation. No time wasting in body bags of cremation. I'm holding court. Real spill from an OG. I respect the drill, but hip hop is where it's supposed to be. I'm locked in. Made steaming without my back ends. The 2-time finesse. It's a white on white of the lawsuit matching a Tesla. I'm way better. They bar status below average as a no pretender. How the paragraphs just clipped and scrambling. I'm boss handling a repeat defender. Seal them up, drop them, then return the sender. Cold winners turn the hot summers, bringing them pallbearers.
This finna be easy. This finna be easy.
I don't know. Los look a little nervous.
No, man. Talk to that man.
Well,
let's go.
Let's go.
My turn?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Down south, brother, but I always pack heat. Something you never seen like a clean New York street. I creep in and out like the rats used to. Run up on your block as nobody said they knew you.
Nobody.
OG Rob. You ain't really no OG. You just a old dude. Acting like the old me. I'm with DJ Envy, because all the DJs envy when he hanging with Charlamagne. Used to be 3 people on the show. They cut one and let 2 do their thing.
OG Rob, hang up the phone right now. Hang up the phone, OG Rob.
Hey, Rob. Nah, I ain't going out like that. You know I don't hang up no phone, man.
OG, Los done walked off. Los walked off. He dropped the mic and walked off, OG Rob.
OG, give me some more.
Oh, he dropped the mic?
No, that's it.
You can't drop the mic off for 1 round, brother.
Damn, all right, OG Rob said he wanted another round, Los. He
OG,
said,
go.
He said he ain't going out like that, Los.
Okay, bet.
Listen, they said stay strapped for lyrical warfare. The underground prepared me with the steps and what happens from here. Yeah, let loose on a few counterfeits, penny pinches, nickel and diamonds, small timers, creeping through your hood real slow, the slow timeless. What you think this is? A couple of words just being put together and some halfway mumble schemes, falling under pressure? Whatever. That's not I'm not them. I spray shots, circle your block and keep them boxed in. My campaign rolling, marketing budget swollen, line for line. I'm bouncing and swerving like whip stolen. This just in, something taking place here in the forecast. Can't make it out, but this heat wave is moving and fast. Pick the right where I left off. Blow hot sauce, show no remorse. Good for 5 mics in the sauce. Just call me throwback petrol. Then that AVR yellow like the nickel bag from Arce and Gates of Palmetto, you heard?
Time.
You asked for this, OG Rob.
Okay, Los.
You asked for this, OG Rob.
Okay, Los.
You asked for it.
I said, don't ask me no questions because I'm a problem solver. Pull up with 2 Chinese girls and 2 revolvers. Real cool dude. Repping the ATL. Got a whole lot of stuff in my pocket. Most of it's for sale. Don't ask me nothing because I don't like questions. You better write down all your comments and then text me the suggestion. When you see me out rolling, just know that the block is probably hot. I don't know nothing about who got beat up and I don't know nothing about them folks that got popped.
No snitching.
Exactly. On the Breakfast Club and we ain't even got no breakfast. We used to rock heavy ice, big chains, and I ain't even got no necklace. Bars. That's what I'm used to.
All right, there you go. OG Rob, thank you. Okay.
Play with Los if you want to.
Yo, drop one of Clues bombs.
Drop one of Clues bombs for Karlous, man.
All right. Jesus. All right, shout out to OG Rob. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. When we come back, Karlous is dating allegedly an OG in the game.
I'm happy for her.
Not my OG.
Not your OG?
That is not an OG.
He's an actor and comedian OG.
That is an old white man.
Okay.
He is not an OG. I refuse to call an old white man OG.
Okay,
That's racism.
That's racism. Well, he's dating an old white man. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. Allegedly, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club.
What's happening?
All right, let's get to the rumors. We got to talk Karlous.
Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report
I mean, I guess we on The Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes. On The Breakfast Club.
And we got our co-hosts Navv, Greene, and Karlous Miller from the 85 South Show in here. Dropping the Clues bombs for the 85. You know?
Well, allegedly, people have been seeing Bill Murray, comedian, actor, and Karlous together a lot. Now, Karlous is 43 years old, and Bill Murray is 72.
Ew.
He's been popping.
That's gross.
What's wrong
That's
with you,
nasty.
Navv?
That's just disgusting.
That's nasty.
He's been popping up at her shows. He was spotted watching Karlous from the side stage during her show out in London. They even posed for a picture together backstage. People are saying they look like they are a couple, and allegedly they are dating.
Why y'all think that's nasty?
Yeah, man, that milkshake.
Old white man.
Oh,
That's an old milkshake, though.
I need Nas to drop a diss record on him. Get one of them ether tubes.
right. She don't even know nothing about no Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, he a legend.
What's the last name?
Karlous is what? Karlous got to be what?
She's 43 and he's 72.
I'm sorry, I just don't have the right words to use for this.
It's almost
This is
30
just very
years.
disturbing to me, and it's weird.
But
It's
how do we
very
know
weird.
they even dating? How we know they just wasn't, pictured together?
She could be his caretaker. He's 72.
That's very
I
true.
doubt
There
he's
you
doing a lot of popping up. You get what I mean?
I hope he is.
Why?
Because I want to be popping up at 72.
Yeah, they keep lighting your sandalwood and
Palo Santo, man.
Whatever.
Sandalwood.
I hope he don't put her in his will so she can get the
leave
holy
her
state.
everything.
Yeah.
That'll be the mulligan.
Oh,
right
we
there.
back at him.
Where they was at again?
In London. She was performing over in London.
I'm not going to believe it till I see them walking around
I don't
Charleston,
think
South
it's
Carolina.
a date because when you in London and you an American and pretty much any American you see, y'all gonna be like partners. So
exactly.
I think
What you doing over
this
here?
a real rumor right here.
I got a
Now,
little show.
If this still going on when they get back to America, you might want to follow up on
And
that.
that's something women experience. Women stand next to any man, and all of a sudden, they dating. You know what I mean? But I agree with Los. Until they come back to America, I got to see them walking around Charleston, South Carolina.
This only one time with them?
I think so.
It was twice. It was like two shows.
Bill spends a lot of time in Charleston, South Carolina. He
But
actually
Bill,
lived
he
there.
used to spend a lot of time around black people too. I remember he had a run where he was just every time you look up, Bill was with somebody. You're like, what? Bill Murray and Spike Lee got to arguing last night. It's just a lot of crazy stuff like
Well,
that.
good. We need you to be around some more black people, Bill. Come to the grand opening of the International African American Museum in Charleston, South Carolina. In a couple
White
of
people
weeks.
don't
Bring
wait
police.
until you turn 72 to start liking black folks either.
Jesus.
Like, you need Justin Bieber. He put his time in early.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's very
They
true.
wait till they see a good movie.
right.
Now we gotta talk BET Awards. The BET Awards is gonna take place Sunday, June 25th in Los Angeles. Now Drake has 7 BET Award nominations. Glorilla has 6.
They
So
gotta stop doing stuff like that in LA.
what you mean?
Like awards and stuff like that involve a lot of rappers. It's very dangerous.
Oh, they get robbed?
Yeah, no, the spectators are the people who get robbed.
Damn.
But, you know, I just don't think LA is a good place to be doing stuff like that.
Well, let me go through some of the categories and let me know what you guys think. Album of the Year. Glorilla. Anyways, Life's Great. Chris Brown for Breezy. God Did, Khaled. Her Loss, Drake, 21 Savage. Kendrick Lamar with the Big Steppers. Beyonce, Renaissance, or SZA, SOS.
Easy call for me. Kendrick Lamar and Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers. I think that's the most important hip-hop album of all time. That and 444 by Jay-Z, but that's just my personal opinion.
Fellas, SZA had a big record too, a big year too.
21 and Drake.
21 and Drake had a big year.
Yeah.
Who you got, Los?
Album of the year?
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Kendrick Lamar, man.
You said Beyonce, Renaissance?
Man, no, Beyonce. He's on her album.
He is.
Okay.
Exactly.
Definitely
That's what I'm saying.
Now, another one that people are talking about heavy, the best female hip-hop artist. Cardi B, Coi Leray, Glorilla, Ice Spice, Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion, or Nicki Minaj.
That's
Can
a
I
very
say
tough
something?
category.
Can they just let all of them win?
That's what I think, too.
I think everybody should. I mean, I'm not like one of them participation trophy type people, but everybody you named on that list deserves to walk
And they
home
been
with
going
some
crazy.
kind of
It's the year of the woman this year in hip-hop.
Right.
So you're not gonna pick one? You're just saying everybody.
Who's on that list again now?
Cardi B, Coi Leray,
Yeah.
Glorilla, Ice Spice, Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj.
But this year, I'm going to go Glorilla. Yeah, I gotta go
Just
Big Glo.
because of that song, like she changed.
Now, she been popping a bunch of her songs,
But I'm
though.
saying that song changed the whole. Like men was
FNF?
requesting it.
Yeah.
They play that FNF.
Tomorrow,
Let's go.
tomorrow
Hey,
is popping
whoa.
in.
Even if you don't like it, you go, let's go. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
I like Glorilla.
Big Glow. I like Big Glow, too.
Big Glow.
She did the trap yet?
Nah, she need to come to the
She
trap.
definitely need to come to the
I
trap.
love Glorilla. I like Lotto too, though.
I love
and I like
Lotto.
Ice Spice. I don't know what she be rapping about, but she sound happy doing it.
Yeah.
She sound happy.
I like
You
Coi
feeling
Leray
me?
too.
Yeah, salute the court.
Let's go to lunch.
And
or
I
whatever
love
she
Cardi
be
B.
saying.
And Cardi B been spitting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still give it to Glorilla.
I think Glorilla too.
Only thing for free
You
is
see,
free
you
to
can't
bro.
pick a winner. You got to give everybody some trophy.
Now, also, Method Man, who will be joining us on Monday, talks about the celebration of Hip Hop 50. And he talks about this thing that BET is doing where they started talking about the greatest rap crew of all time. And now it's between Wu-Tang and Death Row. And they beat crews like Rockefeller. They beat Bad Boy, Quality Control. They beat Good Music, Rough Riders, The Juice Crew, G Unit. So that's what they had. They beat YMCMB, TDE, NWA. So now it's just broken down to Wu-Tang and Death Row. And Method Man talks about it.
I mean, to be up against those guys, it's honor. Because, like I said, they put it down. Like, whew, I had never heard anything like Snoop or Corrupt, Dad's, Rage, any of them really. You know, that, what was it? Stranded on Death Row was the record. That was the first thing that I heard from them. And I was like, who in the, and this? That's Dr. Dre from NWA? Wow.
Voting can start right now. So how can they vote?
BET.com/go vote. I mean, vote Wu-Tang, vote Death Row, vote with your heart. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just happy to be in the same space with that greatness right there.
Come on, man. Why y'all Wu-Tang, man?
I get it. But, like I said, humility is always going to be my go-to in situations like this. You never want to make things bigger than what they actually are. You let other people do that for you.
And again, you can still vote right now, BET.com/go vote. I think you have until the end of today, and the winner will be announced at the BET Awards Sunday, June 25th, 8 p.m. Wu-Tang.
No question.
Easy.
All right.
Great job incorporating the network business. That was great.
You see how we did that?
Great job incorporating
BET's a partner.
business into the room report.
Yeah, who y'all got?
Run DMC.
They're not part of it.
I don't care. It's still the best. You ask my opinion. It's still the best group ever.
But you can't vote for them. You got to vote Wu-Tang.
I can vote for who I like.
If they're not there,
I can write them in. That's how votes work, Envy. If your choice is not on the ballot, you write them in. And if you get enough write-ins, they'll put you on the ballot.
Greatest rap group of all time is Wu-Tang Clan and Outkast.
I agree. Wu-Tang.
So there is none of that without Run DMC.
That's facts.
That is a fact.
So Outkast didn't make it.
People thought you had to be a individual before then, bruh. And then they took it and went and ran with it.
That is true.
And then they took hip hop somewhere it ain't never been.
That
They
is
put
true.
Aerosmith on that.
I'll stop you when you lying. I'll stop you when you lying. But you ain't lying.
My Adidas, nobody was even on Adidas like that until we was like, it's cool to wear Adidas. Yeah.
That's right.
Christmas rap. All that.
You ain't lying.
Christmas and Hollis.
I still got Wu-Tang and Outkast, though.
Yeah, Wu-Tang is just different impact.
And if you ask any of them, they'll probably say Run DMC
and each
too.
individual member of Wu-Tang became a super duper star, sold millions of records on their own.
Not all of them.
I said, well, most of them.
Yeah,
You watched you been watching the documentary, the little show they got?
ODB.
Oh, the show good too.
RZA. I think Jizza got a gold to platinum plaque.
ODB was.
Ghost, you said Ghost. That's my favorite rapper of all time.
So, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us. And then Janelle Monáe will be joining us. Her album is out today, Age of Pleasure. So we'll talk to her in a little bit. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
If you had the power to go back in time and change something, would you? In the new movie The Flash, worlds collide in an epic adventure that brings us two Batmans, General Zod, and a badass Supergirl. Get tickets now for the new Flash, only in theaters June 16th, rated PG-13. Hey everybody, it's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Teslin Figueroa is back. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, Breakfast Club.
Now let's get right into it. Front page news. Now let's talk about these K9 dogs. What's going on with these K9s?
Yeah, new police body cams are now going to hold the dogs accountable. For decades, American courts have just been believing that the drug-sniffing dogs were impartial. But they really just previously had to go by testimony from the dog handler, and they said that was usually enough. But now a new federal lawsuit in Texas shows cameras can potentially undermine the K9 legitimacy. A new filed federal lawsuit in Texas shows that cameras were able to catch this one particular incident that happened in Houston. Now, Alex Schott has accused Bexar County Sheriff's Department of pulling him over on the interstate under false pretenses. When he refused to give them permission to search his pickup truck, he gave the canine officer gave the dog an alert to scent for drugs. Now, historically, this claim would have been impossible to prove, but in this case, Schott requested to see the body cam, and he was able to show that the officer did give the dog a gesture to smell for drugs. Now, no drugs were found in this case, and so they said, well, since we didn't find any drugs, we'll pay for damage to the truck from the dog, jumping up on the car and, scratching it. And he said, no, that's not going to be enough. I'm going to go ahead and file a lawsuit. So now that more body cams are being sent out all over the country, they're saying now that judges can look at this and hold those officers accountable.
Dang.
Yeah, police dogs racist as hell anyway.
Yes, they are, man.
They should be unconstitutional.
So what they gonna do to the dogs after the dogs do something?
The dogs got to face discipline.
They go to the pound.
They
gotta
go to the pound. No, they get chained up behind the police station. They're gonna be on the chain.
Yeah,
but see, I don't think that's fair because it's the officer that's doing it. So it feels like that they're gonna give the blame to the dog and not the officer.
How light skinned are you to
the
take
officer should be charged for it?
Yes, definitely to the officer for giving the alert.
Yeah,
but I thought this story was so interesting because, as you know, unless it's illegal to do a legal search unless there's probable cause. Right. So if you're bringing the dog and you're doing a little, gesture that the person in the car can't see, and then the dog does something to say, oh, now I got to search your vehicle. Imagine how many, illegal search and seizures have happened, as a result of you not being able to see that they're telling these dogs, to sniff and to find stuff. And the dog could be wrong in what they're smelling. And so they've been getting away with a lot of illegal activity with this.
I've also seen some police dogs tear people up worse than cops. If you've ever unfortunately been part of a drug bust and seen somebody try to hide from the police in the house, and then the dogs find their ass in the closet, the dogs attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if the cops be telling them to, but the dogs be.
But once they send the dog in that house, that's the dog's job.
But it ain't supposed to attack.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
What you think you're supposed to smell and be like, hey, brother, come on out? No, they're going to grab you.
I thought it was just supposed to sniff for drugs. Or even if you hiding, I thought it was just supposed to sniff you out.
The dog,
and then the police pull you out.
The dog start talking to, get your ass down. It's like when it gets your ass.
Police brutality is taught by everybody on the police force, from the dogs to the lady who answered the 911 call.
You ain't lying.
They show the dogs the videos. The dogs, they be licking. They can't wait. They be ready.
That's because those dogs are drug addicts. How you think they know how to find them?
Yeah.
Now, also, New York City is suing Kia and Hyundai.
Yes, New York City this week filed a lawsuit against Kia and Hyundai, claiming that the automakers' vehicles are too easy to steal, creating issues, including a potential risk for death and injury to the public. Now, the lawsuit was filed with the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York, and they alleged that they failed to keep up with other automakers by not adopting anti-theft immobilizer technology that makes sure vehicles cannot be started without keys. Now, according to the 39-page lawsuit filed on Tuesday, some models sold by Hyundai and Kia in the U.S. came without those engine immobilizers, which was a standard feature in the 1990s, since the 1990s.
Well, they probably took those features out to make the cars a little cheaper, but my problem is, why don't they sue YouTube? Because YouTube is where these kids are actually going on and finding out how to do it. Somebody figured it out, and they put this video on YouTube. And that's where they get this information, or TikTok. That's where they get the information from.
We used to be a proper country.
What you mean?
People used to steal nice cars.
What's wrong with
Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, Cadillacs. You mean to tell me they stealing our Hondas and our Kias?
Hyundais. Not even a Honda. Hyundai.
Man.
A Sonata.
It's just not
And
working.
you're right. You're right with that, DJ Envy. There is a video. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was something I was going to bring up as well on TikTok. That is showing people how to steal the cars with a USB cord and a screwdriver. It's actually under Kia Challenge. Not that I'm telling people to go figure out how to steal it, but that is a real issue. Now, I do want to say this on how they're holding.
Stupid.
Yeah, I do want to say this because people may wonder, well, how they holding New York accountable. And so you're absolutely right, Envy. They're saying that because they decided to reduce the costs and to boost profits, that is causing an epidemic of theft. So they're citing in this court case negligence, public nuisance, and the city claims that car thefts impede public safety, it strains the police department's resources, and negatively impacts other emergency responses. So that's what they're citing in this lawsuit.
This is disrespectful to the car thieves, because maybe the people stealing the cars are just great at what they do. You should give the car thieves some flowers.
But I mean, but
y'all giving YouTube credit and saying the car's too easy to steal. What about the actual thieves?
But they're showing kids how to do it on YouTube. And
Each
TikTok.
one teach one.
But the problem is this: is not that
talk about the OGs not sharing information with the youth.
You stupid. It's not that they're stealing Kias and Hyundais; is they're stealing these cars and they're doing bad things with them. So I steal a Kia and Hyundai,
smoking with cigarettes.
No, but then I'm going to rob a bank and it's a stolen Kia.
Why would you steal a car in New York? They ain't even know where to park.
Ain't no where to go.
It's traffic. You stealing a car to be stuck in traffic.
But they stealing these cars and then they'll go, stick up somebody outside a club, or they'll go and they'll rob a store or a jewelry store, or rob a bank, or they'll rob the person in the Cadillac or BMW with this stolen Kia because there's no way to get back to it.
Yeah, that's exactly why people do this.
It's older people on TikTok
steal a car before you go commit bigger crimes because you need a getaway car. It only makes sense.
There's no getaway in New York though. You better off robbing a bank, and I'm not encouraging y'all to do this, but you better off robbing a bank and trying to escape on foot.
You better
get
off
on the
not
train
doing
or something.
How about that?
No, you definitely better off not doing
robbing
nothing.
a bank. How about
but ain't no
doing
high speed chase. Remember when Meghan Markle was here lying about how she was in a high speed car chase? There's no such thing as in New York City.
Did you just call Meghan Markle a liar?
He did.
Yes.
Wow, you was low down, man. On a Friday.
They go.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Tez.
This is really the best. Only on the Breakfast Club can you hear this type of commentary.
Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to Tez and Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow Tez on Instagram at Tez and Figaro.
All right. Now light your Pali Santos, man.
What happened?
Light your Pali Santos.
Why?
Janelle Monáe about to come in here.
I'll wait till she comes in.
All right. Well, Janelle Monáe will be joining us when we come back, and we're going to talk to her. She got a new album. It's called Age of Pleasure.
And it's fantastic.
Must be this age right here.
We'll get to it next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Therapy? Was it just taking a break? Was it friends? Was it meditating? Was it, whatever it may be, writing your book at the time? What got you out of that anxiety and depression and some of those negative places that you said?
Yeah, having to go back to the root of trauma. Usually when you're triggered by something, it's deeper, and I feel like everybody should have free therapy. Like, it should be free for everybody. We should be paying therapists more. We should be paying teachers more, nurses. We can go on and on and on. But I think when it comes to mental health, being able to understand why we're sort of going through life feeling sick mentally or feeling like we're in a loop. I just remember being in a loop a lot and making the same stories up in my mind about things. And I got an emotional support coach who is a friend and who also like does amazing work. And she said, you're dealing with some abandonment rejection issues. I want you to write down when you were little Janelle, the first time that somebody didn't show up for you, the first time you felt let down. Like, write all these things down. And I had to go back. And I think also, being in the pandemic, a lot of things got canceled for me. So I had no choice but to sort of, stay home. And I had a unique opportunity to go inward and to heal those things and do all the work, the dark stuff by myself. Right. So I think it's a combination of that. And then, friends too, I just remember being out with friends, and so much of my life I was always thinking about the future. I was like, oh, what's next? Just how like when you're a entrepreneur, I started out as an indie artist, so I always had to sort of be the leader. I'm like, I can't afford to mess up, and when I would be out with friends, I wouldn't be present. And so I also had an opportunity to reconnect with my friends and have them hold me accountable. Like, yo, we here. Like, stay here with us. We love you. Like, everything is gonna be good. You can relax. And I felt safe there. I found a safe space.
Let me ask you a question. I just want to ask one thing about, you said abandonment issues, right? How did you feel, or what made you feel that way? And the reason I ask is, right, I have 6 kids. I have 4 daughters, right?
Oh, wow.
And one of my biggest fears is not to show up. But something that I might think is small, that might mean the world to them, because we are in an industry where we do travel, we are on the road. So I'm just, what bothered you so much about abandonment? Was it something big, like something not happening on Christmas, or was it something like, I have my talent show and this person didn't come and it made me feel away? So what was the abandonment issue?
Well, I think a lot of it, and I've spoken about this a lot, but so if you are watching right now and you know me, but my father was an addict. So him being sort of inconsistent in my life, and having to sort of navigate, and if you've had family close to you or a parent as an addict, then you know what I'm talking about. Our relationship a lot of times was like where I felt most abandoned. And thank God, like, he's clean, he's sober now, we're best friends, he's written a book, he's like amazing. But I think that inconsistency, and I didn't know that, because I was like, oh, I have my mom, I have all my aunties, I have so much love around me. But just those moments of just like, you're not here, right? You're here, now you're in prison, you're not, like, okay, all right, really inconsistent. And that was like one of the first things, I think, that when I started to write down things that affected me more than I knew.
Gotcha. Yeah. You seem like you're in a happier place. Not to say that you're in a sad place, but just watching you now, watching you perform, watching your videos, watching you around, you seem like you're in a place of happiness.
Yeah, man. I am. And sometimes, like I was saying, we're not always there, because you have life, depending on where you are. We're always going to be trying to problem solve, and some things are great, but at the same time, everything's happening. I say everything everywhere all at once. Like, you guys have seen that movie, And sometimes that definitely has been where I've been, and I know people will feel me when I say that, but I'm actively here. I think one of the things that I got an opportunity to do during the pandemic was my friends own this party collective, Everyday People. I don't know if y'all heard of it. Yeah, it started here in New York, and they've been doing it for over a decade, but they're international, global.
Yeah, I saw them in Ghana over New Year.
Exactly. Yeah. So those sort of parties, it's like the most beautiful brown and black people together from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, the Caribbean, Jamaica, Atlanta, New York, like super Pan-African, the diaspora together in a safe space, dancing, free from feeling like police are going to come in and shut us down or stop all the black joy that is happening, free from gun violence. It's just like, it's what you fight for. It's what you fight to protect. What I've always tried to fight to protect, that safe space for us. And so seeing that gave me so much joy. It gave me something to write about. It gave me a soundtrack, is what I like to call this album, is a soundtrack to our lifestyle. So that has been a beautiful saving grace, because when you have community, that also is super helpful. That keeps you happy, because it's like, oh, you get me, A lot of times you feel like you're living in systems that were never designed for you. They were never built for us to actually benefit or have the American dream.
Right.
But when you're around your people and we are together, it was like reconnecting with, like, this is what it's about.
Right.
This is what it's always been about, and we have to fight to preserve it.
All right, we got more with Janelle Monáe when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Navv, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Janelle Monáe. Her album is out today, The Age of Pleasure. Now, you also said on the album, especially in Float, that you said sometimes you feel like you're your own worst enemy. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah. I said I used to be my own enemy. Yeah. Because, I think we live within this matrix, right? And even within this matrix is a matrix in our mind. What we have, based on our set of experiences, based on our upbringing, our programming, we tell ourselves stories and narratives. And, some things I'm not proud about what I would tell myself. So I was just super hard on myself for a very long time. Super perfectionist, wanting things to be, if it wasn't exactly how it was supposed to be in my mind, it was trash. I couldn't see the beauty, even in the flaws or the misdirections, the improvisation of life. I couldn't see that. That keeps you in sort of a prison. It's like what I think of me will determine my quality of life. It's not what you think of me or what you think of me. It's what I think.
When did you get to the point where, and maybe you've always been there, where it seems like you're so free with your sexuality? And I mean, we've seen you perform, with your top off. We've seen you swimming between legs. We've seen you coming out the water. It just seems like you're so free and happy. Where did you get to that point?
It's the age of pleasure, baby. It's a movement. It's not just me. Like you feel people wanting to, and I just gave myself permission. I just divested in certain systems and programming, and why not? Why would I waste my earth experience scared to jump, scared to exercise my freedom? Why? What am I concerned about? And once you deal with that and you release your concerns and you give yourself permission, it's a different world.
You never were nervous that people are going to be too judgmental, or the label was going to feel this way, or how my fans might look, or if there's young like you never felt that way, or church people that follow you never felt
when you're in church, for me it was skirt to the floor.
Knees,
yeah. And then you see how they talk about other people. Oh, look at her. Oh, she fast. Oh, she look at her skirt. And don't show your cleavage. Don't show your breast, because people will not pay attention to your message. These are things that I was programmed with. Like, you're not, if you show your skin, or you show too much skin, you could not be taken seriously as an artist. And the slut shaming, even in high school for girls who were having sex, it was just like, and I'm non-binary, but growing up as a girl, these things were always implanted in me. And then let's not even talk about the reverse side. Sorry, now y'all got me talking.
Let's go.
No, yeah, let's go.
When I decide, I love wearing suits. I love wearing tuxedos. I feel sexy.
It's dope. I think it's fly.
Love. I have my reason for it. I like it. It makes me feel good. The amount of times I couldn't tell you that people would say, why are you wearing that suit? You know you got a nice body. Why you won't show you more of your skin? Just wear a dress. Be more feminine. You know, like take off that Monopoly Man suit.
Monopoly Man playing his Peanut Man.
People would say that. Yeah. And I laughed, you know, ha ha ha. But I don't think it's funny at all. I don't think that's funny. I don't think it's funny to, again, try to police it already in a patriarchal, misogynistic, conservative, the country that we live in, where we already don't have freedoms to criticize anybody or respect them or don't respect them based off how they dress.
And I always thought the suits were fly. I thought that's what made people love you, because it was so different. It was not the norm. It was not what everybody else did.
Yeah.
And it was still fly.
But cool. Thank you. I like skirts and dresses just like everybody else. I wanted to show another way of being sexy. That's it. And it's not one way. It's not the way. And that's the whole point. Nobody should feel like it's about bodily autonomy. I guess that's the thing. Like whether you're clothed or you're not clothed,
right?
People should respect you, period, and not treat you differently based on your appearance. It's like if you're sagging your pants and he has on a suit, the guy in the suit shouldn't get the job over you.
Right.
Police shouldn't stop you because they see you with a gold chain around your neck. Like, we got to get to a point where, you know, we're respecting all types. Everybody can be their authentic selves and feel safe. That's what it's about.
Though. I got to say, sagging is whack.
I don't think so. I used to think so because that's how I was programmed. Sagging is bringing down the black community. Pull your pants up, young man.
I don't think that. I just think it's whack.
Why?
Especially when you're a certain age, like you're 40-something years old, with your pants.
I don't sag.
With your pants hanging off your ass.
My pants, come on, bro. Pull your pants are fine. But it's expression. If I want to express myself, I want to express myself.
I don't want to know.
Like, I'm not into. I've never been into respectability politics, and I think that there were people who tried to use my image, and we talked about this on the show last time when I was here. Yeah, they tried to use my image to defame, denounce, to talk down on other women who were expressing themselves, showing their skin. Like, we all want autonomy. I wanted autonomy to wear my suit for 10 years without y'all telling me I look like the Peanut Man. And I did that. And I ain't putting my up. Because did y'all ask D'Angelo to put his up when he did Untitled?
Nope.
Did y'all? Do y'all ask Rick Ross to put his up? Come on now. I can name so many album covers and things, like the double standards that we have to, like, let's not even get into how in some states I could go to jail, and if you go in a gym with your shirt off and I go in the gym with my shirt off, I could go to jail and you could just keep pumping iron.
Right.
You know, like, we got to get to that. That's the thing we need to be talking about. You know,
I feel like when you did that was a big to everybody. Let me show you how much I don't give a
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, as much as people are getting to understand me a little more, and you're saying all of me, I'm understanding people more.
Not me.
The misogyny is jumping out in this country. The double standards, the cis het, patriarchal, conservatives, like, yeah, we got to divest from that system. It is holding us back. It's the same thing that right now, while we have bills in place, let's talk about the trans community. Let's talk about drag. Let's talk about the LGBTQIA plus communities and how many laws right now are put in place simply saying that you could go to jail if you were dressed in drag. My suit, if I was somewhere and I was doing a drag, I could go to jail for wearing that suit. You know, like, there's no protection for us. They're saying we can't even talk about being queer or being trans in school. We can't even talk about being black. Black history, critical race theory is being erased. There's an erasure that is happening, and all of this is connected. The same people that criticize me for being black, queer, pansexual, having bodily autonomy are the same people making these laws. It's all connected. And I think until we, again, divest from those systems and understand that the same oppressions that are trying to oppress me are also the ones that are going to come in from you, I don't think we will see the sort of liberation that we want.
All right, we got more with Janelle Monáe when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Navv, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Janelle Monáe. Her album is out today, The Age of Pleasure. Charlamagne?
You said something on the album I thought was dope. You said, I forgot what song it was, but you said you no longer lead with ego. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think the difference between ego and confidence is?
Ooh.
What song was that, by the way?
That was Eyes for Two.
Eyes for Two. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've told y'all this since I came out. You know, being an android, I'm ahead, and I've been ahead, and I've been trying to get. It's like I'm actually back having fun because I'm too far ahead. Yeah, I think ego. I just believe in balance in all things, and I think that there's a unhealthy version of ego that, like, it doesn't allow you to have that vulnerability. It doesn't allow you to really, really connect on a vulnerable level that is powerful. Like if you're sharing your feelings, and it blocks that. It blocks you from really sharing your feelings and saying, hey, I'm hurt, or I need help, or I was wrong. It stops us from apologizing. It stops us from being held accountable. It blocks our growth, you know, if it's unhealthy. I think being confident, it's balancing all things. You can be confident, overly confident about being a beginner. I always say this, like, don't be afraid to be a beginner. I think that the conflict happens when you think you know more than you do, and you're in fact a beginner, and you've sold yourself that dream that I know what I'm doing. I got it together. And in fact, you don't.
When you say beginners, you meaning starting over or trying something new that you've never tried before? Like acting or...
Yeah. Like, and not even just acting or something like that, but like, if you ain't studied, you may not ace the test. You know what I'm saying? Like, being confident without doing the work is not it. Like, you can be confident though, if I know I practiced, I've done the work to get my performance together. Like, I know I'm gonna go on this stage and I'm gonna kill it. Like that's a different level thing because you've done the work. Right. But when you actually don't even have the experience and you're confident,
you're cocky for no reason.
Sometimes it can work. You can pull the wood. So I don't know. I need to, you know what? I think I'm prematurely answering this question because this is a really good question. I'll think about it.
I can't wait to hear the answer. Only have eyes for two is a very system, I think, destroying record. You know, people always say you should only have eyes for one.
Ooh.
Right? You know,
yeah.
You should have eyes for two.
That's right.
I love it. I just want people to hear it.
Yeah. I can't wait.
That's the Caribbean. That's the Caribbean joint. That's Caribbean sounding joint. Like
it's the second to last.
Feel like the island. Feel like you're in an island. Yeah. I love that one.
I love it. It's so pretty. I remember when I was recording it and just wanting people to, like, I imagine everybody like whining to it, and you meeting somebody that night at the party. That's the part of the party where three complete strangers are just like super open.
Oh, I love the record. I don't know if I can love it so much in front of my wife, but
why?
I don't know.
Why can't
I just want to see what she was going to say about it. That's all.
Ooh, did she listen to it?
Not yet, because I got it.
Okay.
I copied out.
Can we get into these collaborations?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doechii, who is just phenomenal. We have a song called Phenomenal together. I love her. Monáe on The Rush. Nia Long, who has always been my crush. One of the reasons why I got confident though in just being like, I'm about to free the nipples, is because Nia Long told me I had pretty. I showed her.
That's the reason why.
So that's it. That's it. Like, if Nia Long tell you
that sounded amazing just
that
now.
You have pretty.
Damn.
What are you gonna say? Like, that's the confidence I needed. I didn't. I was like, oh, that's it. Because she came to the house and we were recording our song "The Rush" together, and I showed her some of the press photos, and she was like, oh no, you need to go with that photo. This
that
is
was
the
one
photo.
coming out the water.
Yeah. She was like, oh, that's it. You got some pretty. Go ahead. And that's
I'm not even watching the interview, and I want to rewind you back just saying that. That sounded incredible.
I don't need any more affirmation. Yeah. And then Grace Jones, who also is on the project, came over. This is who I was hanging out with when I was making the record. I showed her stuff. She was like, go baby, do it.
Wow.
Do it. Do it.
That's dope.
Like that is the level of just that's the affirmation that I need. Like she's been a free ass, you know. Like she's done this, you know, in her own way. So she's been an inspiration for me, and so I'm so happy she's on the project. CK, who's also like dope, his music is so good. He's on the project with me. Sheun Kuti, Fela Kuti's son, and Egypt 80, they're on the project. Sister Nancy, yep, she's on there. Like obviously, you can't go anywhere without hearing Bomb Bomb. So she did some original stuff on there.
That's dope. Well, let's get into a joint off the album.
What you want to hear, man?
Ooh, we can do Lipstick Lover. Excuse me.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for joining us. Anytime you in town, you know you can come on up here.
Beautiful
spirit. And yes, this is a safe space for you. So whenever you want to come, we love you and appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And happy Pride.
That's right.
I must say. And let me ask y'all a question. How are you guys showing up as allies for the LGBTQI plus community?
If you listen to this show every day, you would know why.
They call us husbands.
They call us husbands. Gay husbands.
Gay husbands.
I love it. Husbands. I love to hear
this show every day.
Well, that's good.
Yes, you would know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's good. I love it. Gusbands. That's really cute. I love it.
They tell us we're pushing an agenda.
Ooh.
All the time.
That's what they tell us.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I guess that's what it's called when you just embrace everything.
It's so interesting how people think like being gay or being trans or being non-binary, being queer, like is on some new shit, like we just made up. That's the thing. You just got to be patient with people. They have to educate themselves, and there's so much information out here. Get educated. Like this is nothing new. We have been here. We've been queer. We've been, you know, we have been living outside of the cis het patriarchal conservative lifestyle, and I just want to just say happy Pride, and whatever our allies in those communities or not in those communities can do to stay with us and be with us. It's a lot of really, really evil people trying to, on a human level, stop us from existing.
You know, I feel like what we strive to do here is create safe spaces for all black voices.
Yeah.
And what I realize is, regardless of who comes up here, like it can be, you know, Jason Lee, B. Scott, Flame Monroe, or Laverne, whoever it is, if they're from the LGBTQIA community, somebody's going to have criticism, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's just what it is. And I think that you have to know that.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody has to know it. And I think, you know, but on a human to human level, and when we're in conversations with people who hold those worldviews, my hope is that because all those conversations lead to is, okay, well, we don't have to care about trans people anymore. We don't, as we know, a lot of our trans siblings are being murdered every single day just for existing. And I think the language, whether we oppose it right then and there when somebody says something transphobic or homophobic or not, that language travels, and it travels on a policy level. It travels on a like, oh, we don't need to care about them in the same way that white people would think, oh, we didn't need to care about black people, you know, and it's up to white people to talk to their people. So those of us who are more privileged in this country, if you're listening right now, we need you. We need you to just stand up, say something, speak out, support, vote, do the right thing.
All right.
Use your privilege to combat prejudice.
Absolutely.
Well, it's Janelle Monáe.
I'm out right now.
It's
Age
the
of Pleasure.
Breakfast Club.
Phenomenal vibe.
Thank you.
I'm not shaving my underarms. I've seen the comments.
Oh.
They will not be shaved. You will get into it.
Is there a reason why? You just...
I don't know. I just felt like saying that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Let me tell y'all something. Janelle Monáe, new album, Age of Pleasure. Drop on a cruise bomb for her new album. And it's quick, too. It's only like 23 minutes.
Right.
Quick
it's like 30 minutes. That's all the skits and all that.
That's
yeah.
it. Boy, do damage in 30 minutes.
You just listen to the album.
You trying to convince women that 30 minutes ain't a long time, Charlamagne? Is that what you're here doing?
No, that's a long time. That's definitely a long time.
That's a minute.
That's a lifetime.
You stay for 30, boy. You doing something.
Hey, man. Zoom class don't even last that long.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Adam Silver.
rumor has it, rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes.
On the Breakfast Club.
Now, Karlous Miller and Navv Greene, our guest co-hosts.
Yeah, what's happening?
85 South Show.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right, now NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was a guest on the Dan Patrick Show and gave people an update on his thought process when it comes to Ja Morant's latest incident, and that involved Claudia Jordan spilling the tea that she got some news, or I guess some behind the scenes.
She said she heard from her sources.
She
was on Breakfast Club on Monday.
That
she said she heard from her sources that Ja Morant had a fake gun.
That the gun was fake.
A cap gun, so to speak.
Aware, of course, of these reports on social media about whether the gun was in fact a gun, and so we haven't completely wrapped it up.
Does that matter, Commissioner, if that's a toy gun?
The very issue is for Ja, certainly in the first incident, was treating a gun as a toy. I think everyone agrees that gun safety is critically important and that guns aren't toys. But in fact, if you are live streaming something that to the world looks exactly like a gun and in a frankly reckless manner, should it matter whether or not it's a real gun? I mean, I will say at the end of the day, everything that's presented to us is relevant. And in this case, obviously we're going to take into account whatever's presented to us.
Now, I love the Breakfast Club for obvious reasons, and I'm not saying Claudia Jordan don't have sources. All I'm saying is I didn't believe that story when I heard Claudia say it. So how did it make it to the commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver?
We pretty big out there.
Jesus
I don't know if you know
Christ.
that. That's how I feel. They're just attacking him at this point.
Who, Adam Silver?
Yeah, like Adam Silver, you got the whole finals going on. Like wait till after the finals, like you said you was gonna wait till after the finals.
Yeah, they pressed
trying it, but they asking about it.
I don't think nothing's gonna happen. This is America, bro. America loves guns. Ja Morant needs to get with those white people that got all those gun organizations. They need to get sponsored by Winchester or Glock or one of these big gun manufacturers. We live in America where there are more guns than people. So to sit there and try to act like Ja Morant invented guns, or we live in China where you're not allowed to have one, it's just ridiculous.
But that's the problem, Karlous. Ja Morant don't get paid from the NRA. He gets paid from the NBA.
Hey,
and the NBA has rules and regulations.
The people who are in the NRA, they watch the NBA also.
Well, I just think
Ja Morant he's pandering to the wrong crowd.
Might be.
It could be a very lucrative business move if he get the right people around him who can plug him with those gun freaks who run America.
But then he got to be MAGA. Y'all still gonna love Ja Morant if he MAGA?
We love you.
Man, shut up, man.
Now we got to talk.
Just called up here earlier and exposed
he told on you.
Now we got to talk.
I just want to say one thing.
What?
You tell a lie or play on Breakfast Club, they're going to take you serious. So you better be careful about what you say up here.
Adam
Okay?
Silver's supposed to come to my sports show too as well.
Adam Silver can't even hoop. Why is he the commissioner? I'm tired of listening to old white men who don't know what they talking about. He ain't never dunked on nobody. He don't live in Memphis. He know you can't walk around Memphis without a gun. Memphis is one of the realest cities in America. They got Glorilla, Duke Deuce, 3-6 Mafia, Yo Gotti,
Moneybag Yo.
That's right. That's right.
Come on, man. They got black youngsters walking around now.
You can't go in
Come
town.
on, say Adam Silver ain't walking around there without
I'm
armed security.
disappointed that Ja Morant didn't have that 30 on him.
Jesus. All right. Let's talk 50 Cent. He recalls making only $17,000 per episode. He said he was talking to Vulture. He said when he first started, he said he didn't make a lot of money. He just wanted to get into TV. He said there was no one that could come and tell him that, $17,000 wasn't enough or was going to happen for him. He said he executive produced. He said, I gave him the theme song for Power. I gave them all the things that's connected, hopefully in a different way for it. You see what I'm saying? All things for $17,000 per episode. I get paid more to go to the nightclub and just wave. But I wanted to make the show, and I wanted to make it so bad. I knew there was a bigger picture.
Sacrifice.
You're not saying that because you think somebody going to feel sorry for him, right?
No, he was already straight when he accepted that. It's literally his show. So if all his profit was $17,000, who gives a damn? 50 Cent?
He's saying that so nobody won't ask for a raise.
No, I think he's saying that because I think a lot of the actors on there were saying they didn't get a lot of money at first, and Fifth was saying I didn't make that much money. I
that's
did it
just
for the
every
pop.
boss does that. When I started this company, I was sleeping in here. Man, I don't want to hear all that, bro.
We all take it.
Come with that check. You just signed all them ad deals with Sprite and Hawaiian Punch and
Vitamin water.
But that's his money.
Up the check.
No, that's his money.
You can't hire people and expect them to work for you for a little bit of money if you got a lot of bit of money.
Now, if you remember that when it come time to re-up with 85
Bro, Navv
Show.
don't work for me. Navv is an independent contractor.
Oh, you pay him as an independent contractor?
Oh, yeah, he do. His money don't got nothing to do with me.
Time to do taxes.
No, we gonna stop. We gonna stop this right now.
You thought you thought you was part of the corporation?
Navv,
freelance.
Navv's money doesn't have anything to do with me.
Freelance now.
Hey, I called Los. I say, hey, what we do about the tax? He said, we.
No, now I feel like 50 Cent. Now I feel like 50. You got every opportunity in the world to make bread. You got a whole studio.
Now you change it. Now you change it. Look at that. He didn't change so fast.
Nothing to do with mine. You can teach a man how to fish. That's it. That's all
I ain't even recouping nothing. No.
I ain't recouping nothing.
All right.
And you better pay your taxes. Don't call me.
Damn.
Yeah, you calling up your crime.
Report. All right, Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to? Who you throwing it to?
Man,
you gotta stop saying it like that, bro.
What?
Who you giving that donkey to?
I agree with you.
You just out the loop. I don't even know what you allowed to say on this radio, but I ain't.
Is that man giving his donkey to somebody?
Do you understand what that sounds like?
Well, guess what? I don't know who I'm giving it to this morning. It's between two guys. And I need y'all to decide, Los.
What? He said he's giving it to two guys,
I need you to decide.
Where you walking to, Los?
Charlamagne,
you don't want to play with us, Los?
Charlamagne is freaking, man.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Our audible pick of the day is The Space Within. Jessica Chastain, Bobby Cannavale, and an all-star cast are on board for this supernatural audio thriller. Listen when you sign up for a free trial at audible.com/Breakfast Club.
Don't be out here acting like a donkey.
Hee-haw, bitch. Hee-haw.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
I'm a big boy. I can take it. If he feel I deserve it, ain't no big deal.
I know Charlamagne guy gonna have some funny shit say out his mouth.
If you gotta say something you may not agree with, doesn't mean I'm mean.
Who's getting that donkey?
That donkey. That donk.
Donkey of the day, right there.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You can call me the donkey of the day, but I mean no harm.
Hey, donkey of the day for Friday, June 9th is really confusing me because I don't know who should get the biggest hee-haw this morning. It's either going to a man named Xavier Pope or an Uber driver named Nicholas who drives a Toyota Tacoma. Drop one of clues bombs for everybody listening to the Breakfast Club live from a Toyota Tacoma this morning. We appreciate you. I don't know whether Xavier or Nicholas should get the donkey, but I came across a New York Post article and I saw a headline, and I'm not going to lie, Navv Greene, I thought about you immediately. For those of you just joining us, we have Karlous Miller and Navv Greene from the 85 South Show in here. If you know anything about the 85 South Show, then you know Navv Greene is a food connoisseur. Okay, best vegan recommendations I've ever heard came from Navv Greene, and I know Navv really loves his food. So when I saw this headline, I thought about you, Navv, and I want you and Karlous to help me decide who should get donkey, because when I read the New York Post story, the headline says, "My Uber Eats driver asked me for gas money to deliver my food." Do y'all want to hear more of the story? Does that headline already make you feel something?
A little bit more.
Okay, a little bit more. Now, Xavier Pope, who's a Chicago resident, by the way, he tweeted, "This Uber Eats driver just asked me to cash app him gas money to bring my food to me." Pope said the driver was harassing him and wouldn't stop calling. Xavier tweeted, "He has now called me 5 times. This is harassment. I am about to call the police on this dude." Now, let me read you the exchange. Okay, the Uber driver, Nicholas, all right? Nicholas and Xavier. The Uber driver said, "Yo, it's your Uber driver. I can't make it to you unless I can somehow get gas money. Hello?" Xavier replied back, "This is unprofessional." The Uber driver said, "I understand. I'm very sorry, but let me know what you want me to do. I can't be stuck on the highway. It's the same thing as leaving a tip." Xavier replied, "Give me my food first." The guy, Uber driver, said, "That's the problem. I don't have the gas to get to you, your food, or else I wouldn't ask. I just need enough gas to make it to you, sir." That man said, "Sir." He means well. The driver was about to run out of gas, and he didn't realize the order was so far away. Now, Xavier called those people on Nicholas, and by those people, I mean Uber support, and Uber support said behavior like this is definitely not okay. Xavier said, "It's something I do not want to experience again. A person coming to my home pressuring me for money." Now, I'm confused who should get the biggest hee-haw, because I think Xavier overreacted. Xavier threatened to call the police because Nicholas said he needed some gas money to keep the Toyota Tacoma on the road. Nicholas said it's just like giving a tip. I hate to be the one to tell you, but that's the climate of the society we in. When we have public servants like Nicholas that make our lives easier, we got to take care of them. But then again, Nicholas, if you can't afford gas, then maybe you probably shouldn't have a job that requires a car. I told y'all earlier.
That's too much.
That's too much,
I
Los?
think you should give them both donkey of the day, because first of all,
talk to me, Los.
Everybody who's an adult knows when you asking somebody to do something that involves their vehicle, gas money may come up. even if it's through an app,
even if
what
it's a service,
I would have did, I would have sent him a little 10 or something for the gas.
But you then,
wait.
But
then,
you got it.
Once I got my order, I would have said I ain't get my order. I was gonna recoup mine on the back end.
You was getting it regardless.
I would have looked out for the young brother. Because look, man, you know, I've been a delivery driver. Sometimes it do happen.
Okay.
But I'm saying you might have to take some of your money, you know, your bank money.
But he would have still been fired, though.
Because
he would have still been fired because he never got his food.
I used to deliver pizza for Domino's. Shout out to Domino's. Best job I ever had.
Okay, I thought you was actually.
But
on
he
the
still,
side.
but
That
he
was for
still
my
would
own business, LLC.
He still would have got fired though, because you said the food never
you got
came.
a few times to not deliver the food.
they-
You don't get
they-
fired
they
on the
need
spot.
some
Who
time.
gonna fire you? It's Uber Eats. You literally can
On the
apply
operator.
on the app.
Yeah.
There is no boss.
Now, can we go to one of the world's foremost experts on food, Navv Greene here?
So look, what I think first off and foremost, like if you working for Uber or something like that, when you see the money flash up, you gonna press submit because you see the money, but then you see the distance. He look at his gas tank. I can't make it that way. Now, as a food person, and I want my food, I'm gonna help you help me.
Right.
So if you can't get to me, I'm canceling that order. Now I'm getting something.
I'm gonna at least get you to me, but I don't know how you getting back.
I don't know how you getting back.
So who should get donkey?
Both of them. I told you both of them.
Both of them. You think so too?
Yes.
I think the person who didn't get his food, he didn't get his food. He
had
loses.
options.
He loses.
He had options. He could have got.
He loses the
dudes
most
to
though, Charlamagne.
Okay.
I think y'all bugging.
I want to ask you, Andy, but you don't like people that drive Toyota, so I don't even want your bougie ass to say that.
No answer. He out the loop.
But Toyota
He is out the loop.
Toyota Tacoma it gets 23 miles per gallon gas miles or highway miles. But I would say this: when you order something from Uber Eats, they charge you all those goddamn fees. It's not like they just say, okay, the meal's $5. They charge you $5.
That money's not going to
plus
the
a
driver,
delivery,
though.
plus a delivery fee. Plus they charge you another fee, then the taxes, and then they ask you if
But
you
the
want to give
man
a tip
still
on
got
top
to
of
get
it.
there though.
Envy, have you ever been hungry and mad?
No.
See,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying.
You today right there.
You don't struggle enough.
I don't struggle
You don't
enough.
struggle enough. That's why you're not able
Yeah,
to
you're too
connect with
privileged.
these regular issues. You have too much going. You live a great life, and we support that.
I work hard.
You're a
work
role
hard.
model to the black community.
No, I work
but you
hard.
jumping in and out of Ferraris and,
Yeah,
and all this.
everybody
You
reported
probably
him 'cause
never
he was in a
even
Toyota.
had Uber Eats.
I
before.
work
know what?
hard.
Hold
I
on.
have Uber Eats every day, but I work pretty hard. But I will say
Oh,
this:
I agree with Los. Let's give the double donkey to the Nicholas and Xavier. Give
Because
them
they
both
was
for here.
arguing back and forth. That's sad.
That's
sad.
right.
Yeah, that was
y'all
sad.
can't make that
Hold
man
on.
give a
Hold
tip.
on, now close BT out. Go
All right,
ahead.
BT, we see y'all later. Everybody else, we see y'all on Monday, BT. All right.
Now get back on NVS.
Now,
See,
see, this
that's
is-
exactly what I'm saying, though. He the type of person like, well, the service wasn't that good. I ain't gonna tip. No, Envy, you have to tip.
No, I don't.
Those people
You
who are in
gotta
the
tip,
service
man.
industry, they depend on rich people like you to come through and leave good tips, whether the
I'm not
service
rich.
is good or
See,
not.
that's the problem. You can't
You're-
leave a tip if the service is not good. I'm gonna leave a tip depending
That's
on
how
if the
these
services
people
are good or
make
not.
their money.
Then they have to make
Don't
good. You have to make good service.
Don't hold the staff accountable for the restaurant.
You ever been to a restaurant and they treat you like ish? They don't come back and refill your water. They don't do anything, and you
That's
supposed
why
to
you
give them a
need
tip?
to tip.
No.
I'm not tipping for bad service.
You tip
now,
for
though.
good service, not
You
for
can't tip
bad
for
service.
Yeah, you can't tip for
You
bad
can't tip
service.
for
Y'all
bad
tripping.
service.
You can't do what you
Y'all
want
are
to do
tripping.
and still expect to
That's
get
right.
tipped.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
I'm not saying tip people with bad service.
what you just
but
said.
What I'm saying is this is how these people make their money.
Correct.
So you probably getting bad service because they don't have gas in the Tacoma. Because they not making money at work. Because everybody who come in there say, hey, we getting bad service. What if it's a bad restaurant?
I would have gave the man gas money.
I would have gave him gas. I would have gave him gas money too, but you're not gonna pressure me into giving you gas money.
Trust me, Envy, you on the radio.
But that's his
you
mistake.
on the radio every morning.
That's
Wherever
his
you
mistake.
go, you getting pressed for a tip, whether it's good or not. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's just the facts of life.
Right, last time you pressed for a tip, Envy?
I don't know. When I go out, I tip. I tip well. No, I tip well. I damn near tip well. 20-25% when I tip. But when the service is good, if the service is bad,
what you do?
I ain't gonna tip you nothing.
I agree. I can't tip you for bad service. I'll give you a little something for bad. I'll give you the basics for bad service.
Basics.
I'll give you $5.
I'm not gonna tip you well for just because I have to.
I think that's what Lowe's is saying. Even if they're giving bad service, you should just give them a basic tip. But if you're doing a great job, you get a big tip.
Should you pull them to the side and tell them why you didn't tip them as good as you would?
After you eat.
Yeah, after
so they don't spit in your food.
This is a good topic. Let's talk about this. 800-585-1051. Charlamagne gave Donkey a day to two men
Yeah, Xavier and Nicholas.
All right, and the reason you gave him donkey today was because of what?
Because Nicholas is an Uber driver, and he straight up asked for gas money because he couldn't get to Xavier. I don't see a problem with that personally. You know what I'm saying? If Xavier threatened to call the police on him and report him to
But this is the
Uber
thing. We don't even know if Xavier had the money. Like, Uber Eats is expensive as hell. We don't know if he had the money.
Then you got to factor in the location.
But that might have been his last money. That might have been his last dollar to get that food. And now you want me to give you extra and I don't have it? And you're saying I'm not going to bring your food unless I give you a tip and this is all I got?
All this is true.
He could be a college student. He could be like, but you can't make somebody give you a tip to bring my food that I paid for already.
He didn't try to make him. He did ask.
But Charlamagne, he
humbly
actually
asked.
dropped the food off.
He did drop it. He got it there.
And the guy said, tasty.
Right.
He should get donkey of the day. Because you being sarcastic.
I gave it both to him.
All right, well, let's open up the phone
up.
lines. 800-585-1051. What are your thoughts? Let's talk about it. It's the Breakfast Club.
Free the Uber driver.
The Breakfast Club.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Talk about it. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Navv, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we got our guest co-host Karlous Miller and Navv Greene here.
That's right. We're hosting all next week. Y'all gonna be our co-hosts. I just got off the phone with some people.
85 South Show, the coldest.
Now, if you just joined us, Charlamagne gave donkey today to who?
Oh, man, two men, Xavier and Nicholas. I didn't know who to give donkey today to. Nicholas is an Uber driver, drives a Toyota Tacoma. Xavier ordered his food. Nicholas didn't have gas money. Nicholas hit up Xavier and said, hey, bro, I can't get to you unless you throw me some gas money. The man even said, sir. I personally understand where he's coming from. If Xavier had a little extra to give him, he should have gave it to him.
But this is my thing, right? With Uber, you already get paid for a delivery fee, right? They charge you for a delivery fee when you order Uber. They charge you for your food.
Go to the
they charge
driver.
you delivery fee, and then they charge you taxes.
It goes to the app.
That don't go to the delivery fee?
No.
And then you tip when you get your food.
That's why they send you that text after you get your order to ask if you want to leave an additional tip for the driver. Those are app fees that you are paying. That's what the thing is. These Uber drivers and Uber Eats people, these are independent contractors.
Right.
So the money that when you give them a tip, that's literally what they're making. They may get $1 or $2 to pick you up, but they're gonna get paid mileage. So that's why
they make more off the tips than commission.
That's what I'm saying. So when you hit somebody from the airport, you can get an Uber in a minute because they're gonna get paid a certain rate to pick people up from certain locations, or however it works. I just know that there's certain trips that all the drivers want to take, like a longer drive where they can give you a better ride. So you can give them a better tip.
Right, but in a lot of cases, people don't necessarily have the money for that tip.
Well, so they don't need to be on the app.
Well, that's the whole idea of Uber Eats. And a lot of people order Uber Eats because it's cheaper. Uber Eats is cheaper than buying food and groceries. Yes, it is. In a lot of places.
No, it's not.
And a lot of places, it's cheaper than buying groceries.
You are tripping, dog.
It's not.
Uber Eats is the only app that can turn a $15 order into a $50 meal.
I don't know where you're ordering from.
Anywhere. And you better not add no condiments to it.
You gonna argue with Navv? Look at Navv body, man. That man know
he eat vegan food. He not eating no burgers and fries and things we eating.
Bro, you are tripping today, Envy.
And then Uber, I can tell you. Let me tell you.
You don't even have the app.
Just buy one, get one. You can buy one meal and get another one free.
I ain't never seen that.
$60 when they
$60.
I ain't never seen that. And listen, what did the man say? And the man still bought the food to the guy.
And then I was saying, you said this happened in Chicago, bro. You can't buy gas at it's certain times you can buy gas in Chicago. But he did not have to call that man 5 times like that, asking for that money.
Yeah,
he wanted to do a good job. He wanted to get him his food, and he still dropped the food off, and the man said, tasty.
Right, but that's not part of what's supposed to happen in this. You're not supposed to be calling people asking them for tips before you deliver the food.
If somebody asks for a tip and your reply is
cancel
tasty.
the order, he don't have your number more. So if you could have stopped at that call number 3, like buddy trip.
He really didn't have to call. He could have texted through the app.
Y'all bugging. Hello, who's this?
Hello, my name is Vicky. I'm from Jersey.
Hey, Vicky from Jersey. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Talk to us, Vicky.
So I'm an Uber driver and I'm also a Grubhub driver. The driver was trying to scam his way for some tip money because the way Uber and Grubhub works is that if I make $10 right now, I can cash it out right away and it'll be in my bank account in 2 seconds.
Okay.
So if I'm starting work, I can't start to work on an empty gas tank. Like I can't. How does that make any sense for me to start work on an empty gas tank and expect one of the customers to pay me to give me some gas money. It doesn't work that way.
So what are your thoughts on the Uber driver calling the guy and say, hey, I can only deliver your food if you give me some tip money to pay for the gas?
He was trying to get himself the tip. He was trying to make sure he got a tip for the long ride.
Oh, so you said he was trying to get the tip up front.
Damn.
Yes.
That's not like you asking for the donkey.
Yeah.
I could understand that. I could understand. Now, he needs the donkey of the day by himself. You got to do the work first.
We don't know if that's the case, though.
Can't cheat the
What
work.
she's saying is real, but I get it, but I don't know. We don't
And
know.
what if that was his last trip? So he done ran out of gas, like he on his last trip.
He should have cashed out.
But why wouldn't you just ask for a tip? Why wouldn't you just say, hey, man, I need a tip? Why lie and say you got
Well, how do you ask before you deliver the food?
Well, you stay
see what I'm
far,
saying?
boy. I'm going to need that up front.
That's wild. That's like going to the restaurant before I serve you. I need to know how much you paying me. Okay, that's like you don't do that. You can't ask for a tip before you deliver.
That's out of line. That's out of line.
Yeah,
Who the hell is this?
that's real good.
What's your name, bro?
That's out of line. My thing is this. The dude that ordered the food shouldn't get donkey the other day. Point blank period, because I'm ordering the food from him.
It sounds like it's you.
If the dude,
Nicholas, this
you
you?
what? You think the thing is me?
Xavier, he said.
I wouldn't have accepted the delivery then. That sounds like the person that used their brain, bro. Oh damn, I ain't got the money because I ain't even got the bread to go even make the delivery. Then why accept it?
How does that work with Uber
What I'm
drivers?
saying, that's like a personal problem, a PP, bro. You shouldn't have accepted it.
Don't
you
they
want to
gotta go
text me
pick
and
the
ask
food
me
up?
for some bread?
And that's what I'm saying. If you don't have money for gas, you shouldn't have accepted that order.
Well, that's what I said during Donkey. You shouldn't have a job that requires a car if you can't afford money for gas.
Facts.
Exactly, and you can't expect the person that ordered the food to tip you before you even bring the food. You can't expect that.
Take one more call. Let me see if I change my mind.
Hello, who's this?
D.
Hey, D, come on and talk to us.
So, about the tipping, like, I used to be a server, and you don't have to tip. People don't tip me. I don't go after people and ask them why you didn't tip me. It is what it is. If I had a bad day, that's not their fault. That's my fault. I got to do better.
Damn.
I want you to be
It is
my
what
server.
it is.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Like, when you go to eat or you go to any restaurant, you want good service. And if something like they were saying earlier, the kitchen is slow, then tell us, say, hey, I'm sorry today, the kitchen is slow. Bear with me. At least I understand what's going on. Hey, people called out. I'm the only waitress or only waiter working. Okay, I get it. I understand. But don't just have me sitting there waiting.
Right.
Ain't nobody about to explain all that to y'all regular
Because that's
asses.
why it's going to make it slower.
You at work.
Now,
You're
I
not
gotta
about to
say
sit
all
here and
this.
explain all that to these
But if you
regular
don't
ass
come back to me
customers.
for 30 minutes, you can't expect a good tip if I'm sitting there
well,
waiting.
if you
How
didn't
busy
come
is the
back-
restaurant,
If
though?
they don't come back for 30 minutes, that means you ain't good customer. Sometimes they will put you on ice.
Sometimes come look for me.
Right. You're not a priority.
But I don't want a waiter to treat people differently just based on status.
You know
you
you
treat everybody
know
the
why
same.
you get treated like that? Because the people, when you go to a restaurant that requires services, they know who gonna tip. You've been there before and you didn't tip.
Yeah.
You feel like you're gonna come back and
Yeah.
get some good service and magically start tipping. You the $5 customer.
Those making a
You
point.
gonna get $5 whether the service is terrible or great. You are the person who's gonna leave that little $5 and think that you made an impact on somebody.
There's a bus driver that goes to a diner every day and he gets treated very well because he tips the waiters.
Exactly. He
Right.
know the dude who washed the dishes name.
That's
Now,
right.
if somebody is in there that you know and he's not a tipper or a tipper, I understand. But you just can't say, okay, he looks like a tipper, he don't look like a tipper.
But look, people who tip
do
the
based on
least,
that.
they work you the most.
But can you imagine you at work working like hell, and then you get a good customer like DJ Envy, and you know he gonna look out for you.
But how do you
Don't
look
give you
at
And then Envy he give you the look. What it say? 20%, $7. I tip 20%.
But look, how do you look at a man and tell if he got a big tip or a little tip?
I don't do
Oh,
that,
man,
Charlamagne.
whoa.
What? You talk to
Whoa,
him. Talk to
man.
him. That's stuff you and him talk about.
What you talking
Me and you don't talk about big tips, Charlamagne.
he
That's
asked you.
weird. Talk to Envy.
What's
I don't
wrong
know.
with y'all,
I don't
man?
know.
You ask him if he's a big tipper or a little tipper. Ask him.
Let me bring my lady in here.
What is y'all talking about? Why do y'all turn this into stuff
I
like
don't
this,
know
man?
That's how
with
you
this?
ask Charlamagne. You didn't ask like you were talking about no
Nah,
waitress.
Charlamagne, you need
What's the
somebody.
difference between
you
a
need-
big tip
you-
and a little tip? What?
You need guidance, Charlamagne. You need to talk to somebody. Like the sandalwood back up.
800-585-1051. Charlamagne gave Donkey today to who?
Well,
It
I
should be
actually
the
gave it to
driver.
Nicholas and Xavier, but now I feel like just Nicholas, the Uber driver, needed.
Nah, we'll
So
talk
have
about.
we changed our mind, or we gonna keep?
We'll take some more calls when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, Charlamagne gave his donkey to a tip.
Well, I gave it to two people, Nicholas and Xavier. Nicholas is the Uber driver who asked for gas money from Xavier. Xavier threatened to call the police on Nicholas, called Uber support, probably going to get Nicholas in a whole bunch of trouble. I personally, if I was Xavier, I would have probably gave Nicholas some gas money. But now that I'm listening to the callers and we talking about this a little bit more, I'm like, damn. Maybe it is just Nicholas who should have got donkey today.
You can't get in trouble when you work for Uber. Who they gonna tell?
Mm-hmm. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Felicia Pasco.
Hey, Mama, good morning. We're talking about this Uber driver who said he couldn't deliver the food because he needed money for gas. What's your thoughts, Mama?
My thoughts is, first of all, good morning again to DJ NV and Charlamagne and all the guest hosts.
Karlous, Miller, Navv, Greene.
I'm so happy I answered the phone because I work in the service industry. I drive trucks and I serve part-time. So this tipping fee is really, really huge for me. I think the Uber driver, obviously the man was desperate. He needed gas money. He wanted to do his job. So he was asking, homeboy if he could help him out. He wanted to bring him his food. I feel that if the guy did have the money, it would not have hurt him to give him a little $10, a little 10 spot so he can bring him his food. I feel like you have to be in a really desperate position. But the Uber driver should be responsible too and knew,
I feel like you out there for a man to ask for gas money. I don't think he was trying to finesse Xavier at all. I think he really needed it.
But also you got to understand, you're saying throw him a little $10 and you're talking about Uber Eats meals could be $20, $30. Somebody might not have had that extra $10.
I don't know, bro.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Katana from the street.
Hey, Mama, what's your thoughts?
Okay, I work for one of those companies. I've done both the driving and work on the corporate end. And basically, I think both of them should get donkey of the day. The driver should get donkey of the day because I think it was unprofessional. I've run into that issue before. And all I would say to them is like, hey, I'm out of gas. I might need somebody else to come pick up that delivery and try to help coordinate that. I think that would have been a better option to do than to try to ask this person for gas. But also on the customer's end, I don't think that they should have been a prick about it. I think that there is a level of understanding that could come for that. Yeah, you may be a little bit upset, but you don't have to call the police on somebody that's trying to work to bring you something.
That's what I'm saying.
So those are my thoughts on it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just a level of understanding and professionality. But I love y'all so much. I listen to y'all every day. Y'all keep me going on the drive. So thank you for doing what y'all do.
Thank you, Mama. All right, well, what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is who we giving donkey today to?
Moral of the story is go get your own damn food.
I don't know, man. I'm confused about this.
Because I just thought he was going to call the police on him.
That's what I said. That's what I'm
what
saying.
What you going to charge him with? What you going to say?
Did he call the police or did he call Uber personnel?
He threatened to call the police, but then he called Uber support. But why even threaten to call the police? This is a desperate man.
You thinking police game.
That's what I'm saying, man. This man needed
mighty
gas,
white
man.
to me.
I'm leaving it at both of them getting donkey. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I say.
All right. Well, when we come back, we got past the aux. That's when Nala Simone, DJ Nala, comes up here and she puts us on to music that's coming out, we should know about, and all that, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our co-hosts Karlous Miller and Navv Greene here, and it's time for Past the aux.
Go, go, that's my DJ. Say go DJ, cause that's my DJ.
It's time for Past the Aux with DJ Nyla.
Yup, yeah, DJ, come spin, now come spin.
Big Nyla.
Big Nyla's here. Nyla, what up?
What's
biggest.
up, guys?
How you feeling?
I'm good. All right, so today we didn't do a little something for the intro.
We did the intro.
We did the intro.
No, I meant the music.
It played. We did the intro. It played.
Oh, I knew that. All right, cool. So first
you gotta
record.
Stop getting high in the morning.
I don't.
It's them shrooms.
Smoke.
Oh wow, boy, damn, wow, that's crazy to get on the radio and just lie like that.
That's not lying. Can you please stop?
Okay.
The father that loves me.
Salute to my guy, Joe.
Okay,
right.
So first record is by Brian Misa. He's Jamaican, but he's really from a place called Kissin. It's like it's an island, a small island.
St. Kitts?
No, it's called. It's spelled K-I-T-T-I-C-I-N.
K-I-C, okay.
So yeah, he's from Kittison, and this record Taliban is going up right now. So
Yep.
just wanted to play it.
Have you feeling that?
Yeah, man. Put it right in there with that Burner Boy. Like, I'm with all that.
He signed the Interscope. He's dope.
Yeah.
Los ain't like it.
No, I was trying to.
Yeah.
Los, if it can't play in the box Chevy, he ain't rocking with
Yeah,
it.
we definitely, we don't have nothing to play that.
Yeah, he want to hear all that.
Yeah, I want to hear that rest. I'm hustling. That's too soft. That's too soft for me, bro. I thought that was Tim's or Sizzler or somebody. I don't know. I don't hear that.
You ain't like Burna Boy last.
No, I'll cry.
You didn't like that?
No.
I tell you, if it can't go in the box Chevy, Los
he
ain't
don't like that.
messing
He
with
wanted
it.
to go.
What else you got, Nyla?
All right, we're gonna go to the next one, which Karlous, you might like this one. Is by Doughboy from Cleveland.
Doughboy Cash Out?
Just Doughboy.
Okay. Oh, it's all right.
You know Doughboy.
I'm familiar.
Okay.
I'm familiar.
And this is called Way I Walk. It's a J-Lo sample.
Why it sound like chopped and screwed
Because
and all beat a little bit?
That's slow. They slowed it up a lot. It seems like it.
Oh.
Yeah, they had to bleep out a lot.
Yeah.
That's not his best work.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm glad he got one that's catching on with the mainstream, but I'm familiar with some of his music, and he has way tighter.
Or maybe you just presented it wrong now.
Yeah,
that record sounded
don't
off.
Don't play me the clean one.
I'm gonna check it out on my own when I get it.
I'm gonna check that out on my
I
own.
need to hear the cussing.
Shout out to Doughboy though. He got some hits.
Well, nonetheless, he does have other records that are doing well, but this is the one that fans wanted that he had he played a snippet of, and then it wasn't gonna make the track list because J-Lo didn't approve the clearances, so he went on a press run.
As much as J-Lo has appropriated from this culture, she should approve every sample. Well, that's just my opinion, though. Don't put me on the radio.
You're on the radio.
Oh, my bad.
We got the record with Drake yet?
You like that Safari?
That record?
No,
That record hard.
Drake said, "Who told you how black man can't dance?" He sound like Safari.
Touch
man.
my head, shoulders, knees, and
Yeah, I ain't like that.
Get that.
I like the record.
No, man.
That record hard. I bet
Drake
it's-
go
I bet
way
it's gonna
harder
grow
than
in
that.
the
No,
chorus.
That
man,
record is trizzy.
Yeah, I ain't rocking with it.
Oh, I don't even like the tone of voice he was
Probably once I
rapping
see the video when they had them women in there dancing to it. Women make stuff fire.
Well, I would like it. This
When
is
women
not
dance.
Drake's record. It's cool that Drake got on the record. He's showing love to UK artists.
Drake should have stayed on.
I mean, if he wasn't gonna be Drake on there, he should have just left it alone.
Yeah, they
Like
sounded
that
lazy.
didn't take that song to another level like Drake usually does.
It sounded like Drake hadn't mastered his patois yet.
Exactly.
That's what it sounded
His
like
what?
to me. That's like an old verse. When he first started doing
Throwaway.
the patois accent. Yeah,
Throwaway.
patois accent.
That's probably before he started wearing all the
like
gold
that
chains
record.
like
No,
Puerto
I
Rico
Them
dude.
then.
Black people will always stick together.
What? Nah, the record is dope.
Or like he kept asking Drake, like, here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep asking, keep begging.
I like the record. If people listening like the record, definitely check it
Of course
out.
you liked it.
Shut up. You ain't say nothing positive about none of my records today.
I don't like them.
You don't like them, it's okay.
it's a
This
you
your,
problem.
this
Hey,
your
you know what
segment,
she
Nyla.
said? Now, Los, you might like this one.
I
Los
did
said,
not.
no, that ain't it.
Keep going. What else you
I
got?
better not hear you liking that shit eventually. It's just because they had to play the clean version. I think you would actually really like
Give
the
me
record.
something else. What else on this
That's it.
playlist?
That's all we got.
she
We
got.
gotta go.
Only
Well,
do
snatch
three a
the
day.
aux from her. I don't know. You know, maybe next Friday, but you ain't bring me nothing this
All
week.
right. Anyway, so if you guys like the records, unlike Los, please make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Nyla Simone.
And if you didn't
guys
like them,
can-
follow me. Because I got a
No.
better playlist than that.
Jesus Christ.
Stay in your lane, okay?
DJ Karlous Miller coming at you live Friday, passing you the aux cord for songs you may actually want to hear.
Oh my God. Follow me on the gram. Make sure you guys download the Pass the Aux playlist, and then make sure you guys tap into Amazon Music every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll be there.
All right.
Big Nyla.
When we come back, of course, we throw back on a Friday. Since these brothers are here from the South, let's get into our Outcast mix this morning.
Yeah.
I'm here every day from the South, and you don't do that.
I don't like
Let's
it.
play another nasty song.
Hey.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Your company has goals this year. Find the right people to help you achieve them with ZipRecruiter, where 4 out of 5 employers get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast. That's ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Again, salute to Karlous Miller and Navv Greene for joining us. And Karlous, I want to thank you. I do my car show each and every year in Atlanta, and you always are generous and give me a couple of your cars. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you.
Most definitely, Envy. And after the recent controversies with you in the car shows, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to any more car shows now. I'll probably just have to go to all of yours because you got the streets mad. I don't want my car to get scratched. You told me they blew your motor up, man. You too deep in these streets, man. So the next time I come to a car show, I'm just gonna send my cars over there to you, and I want you to send me a Ferrari. So when I get my car back, you get your car back. I let you get it up, get mine without no collateral last time. And I feel like since you told me Ferrari and all these big brands be giving you stuff, I think it's only right that you share the wealth and give some of that stuff.
That's
to me.
fair. But they don't give it to me. They give it to me first. That's
I'm just saying,
But anytime if you ever want something, you could. Yeah, I don't mind. You my family. You gave me your cars. I lend you my cars. I ain't got nothing wrong with it.
I'll take care of cars. I treat cars better than people. So.
Damn, man.
Facts.
That's it. Facts. Damn.
People come and go. Cars stay in the parking spot.
Damn. Do you feel that way? Does he treat you like that, or
treat me like his car? No.
Absolutely.
He treats his car way better.
Way better.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's my partner. It's my dog.
Stay in their parking spot in
All
Atlanta.
right.
They be getting hijacked.
Nah, Lowe's got a big plantation.
Yeah, don't happen to me.
Don't happen to me. All
Stop
right.
locking your doors.
When we come back, we got the positive notice. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Again, Karlous Miller, Navv Greene. We appreciate you for joining us and staying with us. Thank you so much, brothers.
Doing no promo, Navv. We ain't told them.
Well,
nothing
do it
about
now.
them.
Yeah,
Wait,
tell
bro,
us
we
now.
got a Netflix special coming out June 20th.
June 20th.
Yes, and it's going up. And I want everybody to get somebody's Netflix password and watch it.
Ghetto Legends.
Exactly.
On Netflix, June 20th, man. 85 South Show. One of the funniest. I don't even know what you call that. You don't call it stand-up. It's just an experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's an experience. It's the funniest TV show that ain't on TV. It's the #1 black show amongst black people with 2 black parents. It's the #1 show that black women get their hair done to.
There you
we
go.
are the most streamed and the most viewed ghetto legends in history. We're using our platform to reestablish the black community.
There you go.
We're talking about things that are important. We're bringing in legends. We need you and Envy to come on this.
We'd love to do it.
I mean, we're on y'all show. I mean, do y'all be up at night, or y'all just have to get up every morning?
No, we be up at night, man.
Next
invite
time,
us. We pull up.
Next time y'all in the city, man, let's put something together. Like real
Let's
player,
do it. And make sure y'all go to the Channel 85 app.
Make sure you go to the app
and
subscribe and support.
And if you don't subscribe to the 85 South Show podcast, you need to on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast.
Most definitely, bro. We thank you for being supportive and believing in us and seeing the vision. Way back when people didn't know what the vision was.
Broken Play on there.
Broken Play is definitely one of the hottest new shows.
You ain't got to whisper that now. Say it with your chest, man.
Right.
That's my own show on there. Broken Play on there. Hey, no, but it's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, man. Los was being humble about it.
Yeah, I don't want to tell them too much.
No, we got
people start thinking you
because I don't know if
I'm
I'm gonna ever come back, so I'm gonna tell them.
Y'all gotta come back.
When people
when they come back, y'all come back. Y'all always invited.
They'll cut you off now.
I'm saying Los might not let me come back.
Oh, I think I can't stop you from coming up here.
Oh, bet.
You just
I'll
gonna be
back
coming
then.
with me. You had to come on your own accord. I introduced you. Don't think every time I come up here, you coming up here. It don't work like that, man. This probably is gonna be our last time doing it together.
With that being said,
y'all have to call him by himself. I mean, you can
tell him about the apartments. The apartments will be coming out too.
Yeah, we worked on a project with Tip, and that's coming out real soon. Duval, J Ski, Tyler Crumb, Ernesto, K Dub, Erica the Duchess,
Executive Group.
If that ain't funny, something wrong.
Hey, it's gonna be one of the ones, Charlamagne.
It's one of the ones.
It's one of the ones.
Okay.
And make sure y'all follow me on Cash App.
All right.
Yeah.
What is it? What's your Cash App?
You gonna tell them what your Cash App is?
You gonna tell them?
No, because they might request. Never mind. If you know, you know.
All right,
man.
Leave us on a positive note, Charlamagne.
Hey, I want to salute the Just Hilarious too, man. I'm going to see Just Hilarious tomorrow in DC.
Sure.
She's going to be at the theater at the MGM National Harbor, man. I think the show sold out. I believe it is, but I'm going to be there
sold
tomorrow.
out there.
I'm going to pull up on Just tomorrow.
I love Jessica.
You gonna leave us on a positive
Jessica Robin.
Yes.
What's up, Jessica Robin? More?
Listen, the positive note is simply this, man. Don't confuse getting noticed with being seen.
Ooh. Hey, man, we about to get out of here?
so subtle.
Yeah, we out of here.
Can I give a special shout out to my brother DC Young Fly and to all the fans that's been supporting and sending love and flowers and condolences, man. He got a long road ahead of him. Father of 3. I seen my brother go through it all this week, man, and he's standing tall. So I wanted to make sure he get a double salute and just let him know that he got a lot of love worldwide and whatever he need through this process, man.
And all the support, like they riding for him too, man. And that's good to see all, like just not black people, but all people collectively come together and like just, you know what I'm saying, uplift somebody at a time like that.
DC, we love you, black man. Love you, my brother.
Much love, bruh.
All right.
Breakfast Club, bitches.
Y'all finished or y'all done?